Okay, so today we're going deep on Ari Meilich.
Ari Meilich, yeah.
This guy's story is wild.
Yeah.
Like straight up from studying brains to like building virtual worlds.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's not exactly your average like tech CEO story, you know.
Definitely not the usual Silicon Valley tale.
Right, so we've got a bunch of sources here, articles, interviews, that kind of thing. And
Okay.
the mission today is to figure out how Ari Meilich went from, neuroscience to becoming a metaverse, I guess you could say pioneer.
Trailblazer. Yeah, I like that.
So let's start at the beginning.
Sounds good.
So the sources all say that Meilich started out, deep in the world of neuroscience.
Like hardcore science?
Yeah, he went to the University of Buenos Aires.
Okay.
And Hunter College here in the States got a Bachelor of Science in Neuroscience. So like,
Dedicated.
yeah, totally. And then on top of that, he worked at some pretty major institutions.
Oh, yeah.
Like Mount Sinai Hospital, Brown University, NYU.
Wow, those are
Yeah, pretty impressive.
a
Huh?
big name.
Exactly. And he's not just like, sitting in a lab somewhere. He co-authored a paper that got published in Nature Neuroscience.
Nature Neuroscience, that's like the top journal in the field.
Yeah, exactly. Like this guy was serious about neuroscience.
What was the paper about?
It was called The Neuroscience of Race.
Really?
Yeah, I know, kind of a curveball, right?
You wouldn't think that would lead someone to the metaverse.
Yeah, for sure.
So how do we get from neuroscience to, virtual worlds?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Right.
So in 2015, he makes a pretty big shift.
Okay.
He becomes a market research analyst at CRV.
CRV.
Yeah, the venture capital firm.
So he goes from the lab to the world of startups and investments.
Yeah, exactly. And this is where things start to get interesting, I think.
I can see that.
So he's at CRV for about a year, and then in 2016, he co-founds this company called Bentrees.
Bentrees.
It was an IT services and consulting company based in Argentina.
Interesting. So still in the tech world, but not quite metaverse yet.
Right. But then get this, just a year later, in 2017, he co-founds Decentraland.
Decentraland.
Yeah, Decentraland.
Oh, yeah, that's...
The virtual world.
Yeah, the virtual world built on the blockchain.
Exactly. So, like, suddenly he's gone from brains to virtual worlds, like, full on.
That's quite a leap.
I know, right? So for anyone who might not know, Decentraland is this, like,
Yeah, break it down.
decentralized platform where users can create experiences, buy and sell virtual land. It's all built on the Ethereum blockchain.
So this was like early days for all this metaverse stuff.
Yeah, they raised $24 million in their IK back in 2017. Then there was a closed beta in 2019, and they finally launched to the public in 2020.
Wow, so he was really ahead of the curve on this whole thing.
Oh, yeah, totally. And, uses those two tokens, Mana and Lands.
Mana and Land, yeah.
Mana is like the currency you use to buy stuff in Decentraland. And Land is, well, virtual land.
Right, so it's like owning a piece of this virtual world.
Exactly.
So okay, he builds this massive virtual world, it takes off, and then what?
And then he steps down as CEO of Decentraland in 2020.
Really?
Yeah, he transitioned to an advisory role.
So he's not running the show anymore.
Right. But here's the thing. In that same year, he co-founds another company, Big Time Studios.
Big Time Studios.
Yeah. What do they do?
So they're focused on bringing cryptocurrencies and NFTs into video games.
Oh, wow. So like taking the whole Decentraland concept and applying it to gaming.
Exactly. So imagine like playing your favorite game and you can actually own your in-game items or characters as NFTs. That's a game changer.
Right. And that's what they're trying to do at Big Time Studios.
So from brains to virtual worlds to the future of gaming, this guy doesn't stop.
He's like a tech pioneer constantly searching for the next big thing.
Yeah, it's hard to pin him down,
Exactly. And I think that's what makes his story so fascinating.
It really makes you think about what drives someone like him,
Yeah. Is it the challenge, the thrill of building something new, or maybe even a desire to change how we interact with technology?
It's a question worth pondering. And honestly, his story makes you realize that anything is possible if you're willing to step outside your comfort zone and just go for it.
Couldn't have said it better myself.